Hey guys, and welcome back to another Halloween video. Also, happy 4th of July if you're from the States. Apologies for the lack of uploads lately. I have been very busy at both school and work, but I am ready to get back on the horse again, and to make up for my absence, I will actually be uploading 2 videos this week. So, for this video, I am reviewing the new for 2023 Lemax Spooky Town Mystery Meat Canning Company. This is one of the big non-Michaels items this year, but it looks like Michaels will actually have this building based off of their 2023 Spooky Town video, so you can expect to see this one in Michaels stores, it looks like. So when this building was first announced, I thought it was cool, but not really my theme, so at first I thought I was going to pass on it, but after watching Doug at Spooky Village's review of it, I decided to pick it up, and now that I have it, I actually really enjoy this one. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to talk about. So, whenever I got my hands on this piece and I started looking at all, the various details that are on it, it actually kind of reminds me of old school Spooky Town in that it's got that very macabre sense of humor with the whole meat, grinding / packing theme going on, where obviously it's implied the mystery meat is humans. It reminds me of the old Torture Factory in that way, in that it's both macabre and silly at the same time. So, like all the other animated buildings this year, this is a very, very extravagant building. There's 5 points of animation on it, including one very unique point of animation that I've never seen before, so this is a really good showpiece for those of you who are wanting a big centerpiece item. So, let's talk about the most striking thing here. It is the big brain with the acme grinder. So you can see here, the brain is actually of a rubber quality, so on the inside, there's like a rotating motion on it, but the way they have it set up, it actually gives the appearance that the brain is squirming. Really, really cool. You've also got the Frankenstein monster here on the side, who, is actually on the meat grinder, which, by the way, he's referred to in the soundtrack. I'll play the soundtrack, at the end of the video, as I always do. So, yeah, another really cool detail. You've also got the conveyor belt underneath the meat grinder here. A lot of buildings in recent years have used this little conveyor belt, but as you can see here, you've got the cans that are actually going up through the building. On top of the building, you have these vultures that fly around, which, by the way, these vultures, they come detached, so you have to put them on the top of yourself. And the last point of animation is you have these guys who are going through the building, and they're all various monsters, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, as far as the monsters go, let's actually talk about some of the details here. So this building overall has a very good fit and finish. There's a little bit of plastic, namely with the base and some other parts, but some of the other parts of it actually look quite nice. Like, I like, the embalming fluids, the preservatives. Of course, you have the really cool menu advertising some of, the cuts of meat that they have, obviously implying that the mystery meat is humans. So that's a really cool detail, but you also have this longhorn skull, which is pretty interesting. You've also got the big can at the top of the building that says it's to die for. You've got the big mystery meat can sign at the front, which, by the way, the can, as well as the meat grinder, they have a very nice finish and paint job on them. They look very metallic, very rustic. So Lemax did a really good job with the paint on those 2 things. And the roof is actually very well detailed, once again having, the rusty paint. I think it looks really good in that regards. The base could use a bit of work as far as like a detail. I think that's the biggest problem I have with this piece, that the base is a bit bland. But other than that, I think they did a good job with the finish. So to talk about the theme of this building, this one is a little bit tricky to theme in that there's not a whole lot that goes with it, but I think there are a couple things you could do with this piece. So the first thing that jumps out at me with this piece, and whenever I first saw it, I immediately thought of this. This would be a perfect pairing with the old Lemax butcher shop that they did. And I believe that building is still in production, so you can actually still get that one. So if you're looking to get this piece and you want something to go with it, the butcher shop would be a fantastic pairing for this. This would also be a good fit if you have an industrial Spooky Town scene, as this is very much an industrial type building. So if you had the distillery from a couple of years ago, I think this would also go good with that one. And, like I mentioned, the Torture Factory, that's very much an industrial type piece. So I think that you could, pair this building with those as well. And something else to note on the theme is, with the vultures and the longhorn skull, it actually does kind of have some vibes of the Old West theme, so you could use it for that as well. And even like your Wasteland theme, I know some people have talked about that. putting this piece in the wasteland. Now, the figurines don't really go with that, but yeah, you could probably slide it in your post-apocalyptic wasteland scene. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. Thank y'all so much for watching. Once again, apologies for the lack of uploads lately. I promise I'm not going away. I've just been busy, with school and work. But, got plenty more videos coming. And, in fact, to tease what I'm going to be talking about next time, we are going to go take a look at an old haunted house. I'm really excited to talk about that one. So, once again, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. I'm looking forward to going into Michael's pretty soon to start doing, reviews of their buildings. And, yeah, so thank y'all so much for watching.